When I was younger, I used to try so freaking hard to fit in. Anytime there was a new social group, I tried so hard just to be liked by them. And despite a striking incompatibility, I still stuck around to emulate the behaviors and interests of people I knew I wasn't compatible with. Anything ranging from dressing like them to listening to freaking Lil Uzi Vert, which before you guys get on my ass, Uzi was okay, but he was popular amongst people where I live, so. And despite having social acceptance from behaving in this manner, I still felt miserable. And this feeling stayed with me for a while until I learned something so simple that you're also gonna learn today that'll help you stop trying to fit in and be truly yourself. But before this video continues, hi, my name is Noah. I'm a guy on self-improvement, looking to recruit people to join me on a self-improvement journey. So if you're also on self-improvement, feel free to hit the subscribe button and like the video so more like-minded people see a video like this, and let's continue on. So usually when you try to fit in amongst people, it usually stems from loneliness. And bro, you're not the only person that does this. Majority of people you know and around the world do this because it's a primitive survival instinct. Let me explain. Even tracing back to our primitive caveman or cavewoman days, if we didn't have a tribe to connect with or follow, it would mean not only are you ostracized from that tribe or that clan or whatever terminology you want to use, but it would also mean your survival and safety would be at stake, which in other words means death. But now in the modern day, you see this with so many people who still display this survival mechanism, but on an extreme level. Let me give you an example. Trying to adhere to certain social structures of your work groups, you know, when you're at work and stuff. Or here's another example. Let's say you're going to college or pursuing a specific career just to appease your parents so that way they don't look at you any other way other than their ideal version of you. Or hanging around the wrong crowd of friends who do things that you were not raised to do, but yet they like peer pressure you to do these things, and like if you don't do it, you're not seen as cool. Those are just minor examples, but for me personally, and you guys could probably relate to this too, it was just me being around the wrong crowd. The people I used to be around used to smoke, party, and listen to ghetto ass rap music that just talked about fucking bitches and getting money. So what did I do? Well, the same thing, of course. Well, I didn't smoke as much. I only smoked like here and there, but as you can see right here, I was not much of a smoker.
Hit that
And I did party a lot, but not gonna lie, low-key fun around that time. But I knew deep down I wasn't being truly authentic to myself. And I was really just doing half of those activities just to be seen as cool or liked. And bro, you hear the way I talk. I would even go as far as to change the way I talk, like in this white way of talking as they would like to call it, even though it's just using proper pronunciation of words, but I digress. And I would instead talk in like a ghetto-ish manner and use like OD slang. I mean, I still use slang, but like just overall change my tonality and the way I talked and conveyed certain things in a more ghetto-ish manner just to not be judged. And bro, this shit used to piss me the fuck off because despite having people around me all the time, I also felt alone since nobody necessarily knew the real me. And if I did reveal my real self, like the way I talked or my certain specific interests, like some of you guys don't know this, but I like rock music and I like anime music. I like all types of like weird shit or weird shit that most people would see as weird, and they will look at me in a weird way like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, bro, act different. Like, bro, why are you talking like that, bro? Like bro, why aren't you sagging your pants? Like, that's not drip. And just all types of stupid shit like that. And this facade could only last for so long. And honestly, bro, I can't even blame them for questioning the way I was acting because I was hiding who I truly was just because I didn't want to be alone or afraid to be myself around people who, to begin with, I was never compatible with. And so the veil of me presenting this persona of this guy who did not like anime or did not like rock music or anime music or most shit that's seen as uncool was shattered. And as a result, I lost many friends and became more isolated. But despite being more isolated, I started to have more peace in my life. Because when you're placing such a high expectations on people's view of you, you forget about your own self, and as a result, their views of you become higher priority over yourself. So in other words, you're disrespecting yourself. And if they don't like you, so be it. Who cares? You're not supposed to like everybody, and everybody's not supposed to like you. And that's another thing I want you guys to understand, is that you're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. I know it sounds corny, but it's true. And I wish someone would have told me this when I was younger, but bro, it's okay to be different from other people and not have to feel as though like you have to adhere to certain social standards or do what most people do just to appease everybody else. You can't please everyone. And the more you try to do that, the more miserable you become. Most people do this anyway, and look at how miserable they are. They're in fake friendships, fake relationships with people they don't even like or not compatible with. And this is another reason why I don't even like working, because in job settings, you have to like not act like yourself, right? And even when I'm working, like I like to say slang words. I like to say things like nigga and shit like that, but it's like, and yes, I did cuss. But I can't do stuff like that because, you know, of course, like in a job, you have to be professional and shit. I'm going on a tangent. Despite that, being inauthentic is hurting you because at your core, you're not supposed to be the same as everybody else. And you don't want to be like everybody else, so stop trying to act like everybody else. And bro, the thing is, I only came to accept this idea once I took the plunge and the risk to remove myself from everybody and just be by myself. Did it hurt? Of course. But like, it's temporary. And you want to know the interesting thing that happened when I was by myself? I came to learn more about myself more than ever than when I was with people, and specifically about my own interests and about myself, like as an entity, me, Noah. And during this time, although it was lonely temporarily, I started to attract like-minded people, and this just made things a lot better despite having a more smaller and condensed group. You got to do yourself a favor and give yourself permission to be truly authentic to yourself. And I know that word authentic is overused, but to put simply and tell you what that means, it just means ruthlessly being you, yourself, regardless of judgment or ridicule. Oh my God, I'm spitting. And I know being authentic can be confusing, and being yourself can be like interpreted in many different ways. Like even with me on camera, like I don't think I'm 100% myself. Like, bro, I'm literally using the script. Like, come on. So you gotta understand it's okay to be different from other people. Now, if you're trying to be like someone you admire and they have certain characteristics, certain traits that you wanna adopt and have, then by all means copy them and try to extrapolate and take relevant things about them and apply it to your own self. I don't think that's bad, because at least when you're doing that, it's conscious, versus most of us who just follow the crowd because that's all we knew. And honestly, that's where it becomes a problem. So at this point, you're probably asking me, but Noah, what's the solution at this point? How do I be authentic? The honest, truthful answer I could just give you is to change your environment and separate and be okay with not being everybody's cup of tea. I said it. And before you click off the video because I gave you an unsexy answer, let me explain. You gotta understand this. Those who like you for you will stick around. For example, like when I left my original friend group, some of the old ones came by and were like starting to resonate with like the way I think, and they're on a similar wavelength. Those ones will stick around for the real you. And if they don't, just know that you guys were never compatible to begin with. And not just that, bro, do you really wanna be a wimp and someone that's a bit of an asshole that just strings people along, showing like a faker version of you and having something drag on that you know is eventually gonna end in a bad way? And bro, this doesn't even have to be like friendships. This could range from like relationships. So just be authentically yourself, whatever that looks like, and just understand that you'll naturally attract people like you into your life. It's that simple. F what anybody else says. You are you. If they don't like you, kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? But that's all for this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Dream big and take action. I'm gonna see you guys. Peace.